You're listening to the Dibbly Dobbly Podcast. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, and click the bell to make sure you get the latest episodes of the podcast. Be sure to like and share our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter. Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Dibbly Dobbly Podcast. On today's episode of the podcast, we review match number 25 of IPL 2021 between the Delhi Capitals and the Kolkata Knight Riders. It's the Dibbly Dobbly Podcast, and let's get started. Let's have a look at the match summary from game number 25 of IPL 2021 from Ahmedabad between the Delhi Capitals and the Kolkata Knight Riders. The Kolkata Knight Riders batted first and made 6 for 154 from their 20 overs. Andre Russell top scored with 45 not out of 27 balls. Ladit Yadav and Axel Patel took 2 wickets each for the Delhi Capitals. The Delhi Capitals finished on 3 for 156 from 16.3 overs. Prithvi Shaw top scored with 82 of 41 balls, and Pat Cummins took 3 wickets for the Kolkata Knight Riders. The Delhi Capitals won by 7 wickets, and Prithvi Shaw was named man of the match. What were some of the key moments and key factors from this match between the Delhi Capitals and the Kolkata Knight Riders? I thought Andre Russell's innings of 45 not out was a key factor in the Kolkata Knight Riders getting to their total of 154 because the Knight Riders were in trouble. They were 5 down for 82 inside 13 overs. Andre Russell came in and scored 45 not out, which got him up to 154. In the end, that wasn't a match-winning score, and the other key factor and the contributing factor to the Delhi Capitals winning this match was the partnership between Prithvi Shaw and Shikhar Dhawan of 132 for the first wicket, pretty much sealed the game for the Delhi Capitals, which led to the Delhi Capitals winning this match by 7 wickets. Let's have a look at the Delhi Capitals team performance in this match. We'll start with their batsmen. Shaw, 82, Dhawan, 46, Pant, 16, Stoinis, 6 not out, and Hetmeyer, 0 not out. It was a clinical display with the bat from the Delhi Capitals, I thought. I thought they really batted well in this game today. Prithvi Shaw and Shikhar Dhawan's partnership of 132 for the first wicket pretty much sealed the game for Delhi. And that got Delhi off to a good start in the run chase and made the run chase easier for the other batsmen who followed. And obviously they got the job done in the end. So it was a very dominant and clinical display from the Capitals. Nothing more to say on it. It was a dominant display with the bat. So overall, great job from the Capitals in terms of their batting. Great signs for them going forward in this IPL with their batting. Let's have a look at their bowlers. 2 wickets each for Yadav and Patel. A wicket for Khan and Stoinis. No wickets for Rabada and Ishant Sharma. I thought they did well to keep the Kolkata Knight Riders to 154 on this Ahmedabad surface, which wasn't enough in the end, and the Capitals were able to chase it down easily. They did well to get the Kolkata Knight Riders, I should say, 5 down for 82 inside 13 overs, which pretty much put the Kolkata Knight Riders under pressure early. They sort of leaked runs where Russell scored 45 not out. They sort of leaked some runs there when Russell went berserk there. So I think going forward for them is just about trying to improve their execution with the ball, making sure they're hitting their lengths and lines, and making sure they're being consistent with their lines and lengths and trying to execute their skills with the ball and their plans going forward. But overall, I thought it was a clinical performance from the Delhi Capitals. Just shows why they're one of the favourites to win this IPL for 2021. They're a well-balanced side. They're a very good side. And what we saw in this game against the Kolkata Knight Riders, they are a very good side. It was a clinical performance from them and great signs for them going forward for the rest of this IPL season. Let's have a look at the Kolkata Knight Riders team performance from this match. We'll start with their batsmen. Rana, 15, Gill, 43, Tripathi, 19, Morgan, 0, Naren, 0, Russell, 45 not out, and Kartik, 14. Well, it's the same story again for the Kolkata Knight Riders. Poor with their batting yet again and inconsistent. And that's been the story for them this summer and this season, is their batting has been poor and inconsistent. Yet again, in this match, the top order failed again. Loss of early wickets. There were 5 down for 82 inside 13 overs. It wasn't until Andre Russell's late order hitting of 45 not out got him up to 154, which wasn't enough on this surface in Ahmedabad, but it was something for the bowlers to bowl to, but really it wasn't a match-winning score. And in the end, the Capitals chased it down easily in the end. So what are the areas to improve on for the Kolkata Knight Riders in terms of their batting? Well, there are a lot of areas they need to improve on, but I've just highlighted some areas they can improve on. Change of personnel is required. They need to bring someone else new into this batting side, into the batting lineup, I should say. Often a new face could bring about different results, different attitude, different mindset. They need to do that. They need to bring some new personnel in, some new players to change the batting up. The other one is the Sunil Narine pitch hitting experiment. It may have worked a few seasons ago where he was scoring 50s at will, but he's struggled with the bat and the ball this season. And for me, really, you're just sending him up there for nothing, because he batted at number 5 in this game. He went ahead of Russell and Kartik in this game, and he made a 0. He made a duck, essentially, which isn't good enough. It's just an easy wicket for the Knight Riders, which they don't want to lose. You know, what's the point of sending him up there? Because he's not performing with the ball, not taking wickets, and he's not scoring runs, Sunil Narine. So I think they need to stop with that experiment, because it's just a waste of time. It's not working. It may have worked a few seasons ago, but let's be realistic. He's out of form. He's not scoring runs with the bat or taking wickets with the ball. You either put him down the order if you want him in the team still, or take him out of the team altogether. Because you're just wasting Russell and Kartik, who have been pushed down the order, because you're sending Sunil Narine up the order. So I think that experiment needs to come to an end. Maybe a change in the batting order. Probably Owen Morgan needs to take responsibility, move up the order himself, or move Russell and Kartik up the order to change something. They need to do something, the Kolkata Knight Riders, because they keep having the same problems. They can't keep doing the same thing over and over again, because the same results will happen. And the same results are happening. They're not winning games. I think Owen Morgan and Brendan McCullum are being stubborn. I think they don't want to change the way the team has been playing so far in this IPL season, and how the team is in terms of the 11, in terms of their batsmen and bowlers. They're being stubborn. They need to change something. It's not working. You know, if something's not working for 7 games, that's an indication to you, being the captain and the coach of the team, that the game plan and what we're doing is not working. And Owen Morgan has said that this is the best possible 11 we've got. Is it? You must be joking. I don't think it is. If it's your best 11, how come you sit in 5th place? You've played 7 games, you've won 2 games and lost 5. That's not telling me that you have your best 11 on the park. If it was your best 11, you would have been 5-2 from 7. But you're 2-5 from 7, and you sit in 5th place. So I think that's just a bit of an excuse there from Owen Morgan. I don't think this is their best 11, the Knight Riders. It's not their best 11. They've got some other players that can try and come into the side. But at the moment, it's not their best 11. And if Morgan and McCullum don't change anything anytime soon, I don't think the Kolkata Knight Riders will win another game in this IPL season, because they're not going to change anything. You're going to keep getting the same results. It's going to be another loss again for the Knight Riders. So Brendan McCullum and Owen Morgan, come on, be realistic. What you're doing for 7 games this IPL season hasn't worked. We're nearly finished this IPL. We're nearly towards the back end of this IPL. Change things up a bit. Let's be realistic. The Kolkata Knight Riders are not going to feature in the playoffs. So you're not going to have that expectation or pressure on the team to play in the playoffs. It's not going to happen, because you're far too gone. You're 2-5. It's hard to come back. And already in this IPL season, pretty much the top 4's already been decided. Pretty much. So realistically for the Knight Riders, they should be trying different methods and different players in terms of their batting. Because if they don't, we're just going to keep getting the same results from them. They're just going to keep losing games. So overall, I think Morgan and McCullum need to stop being stubborn and be realistic about where the team's at. The team is not performing well. You've got to change something up with the batting order, personnel, mindset, whatever. It needs to change, because at the moment, if you keep going down this route, you're going to keep losing games, and you may not win a game for the rest of this IPL season. So overall, their batting once again was poor. And yet again, the same problems rear their head again. Let's have a look at their bowlers. Cummins took 3 wickets, no wickets for Narine, Mavi, Chakravarti and Krishna. It was always going to be tough defending 154 on this Ahmedabad surface for the Kolkata Knight Riders bowlers. I thought Pat Cummins bowled well. He showed a lot of fight and character in this match. The rest of the bowlers struggled on this surface. They didn't take early wickets up front to put the Delhi Capitals under pressure. Prithvi Shaw and Shikhar Dhawan's partnership of 132 for the first wicket pretty much sealed the game for Delhi. The Knight Riders weren't able to break that partnership early. They leaked runs. They weren't consistent with their lines and lengths with the ball, didn't execute their plans with the ball, didn't execute their skills with the ball. So overall, it was a disappointing performance with the ball. Overall, poor performance from the Kolkata Knight Riders. They have a lot of work to do if they want to win another game this IPL season. Let's have a look at the Delhi Capitals' potential 11 for their next match against the Punjab Kings. I don't think they'll make any changes to their 11 for their next match, the Delhi Capitals. I think it's very important for them to keep the same team, to build on that consistency and cohesion going forward. So their potential 11 could be Shaw, Dhawan, Pant, Smith, Stoinis, Hetmeyer, Yadav, Patel, Rabada, Khan and Ishant Sharma. Let's have a look at the Kolkata Knight Riders' potential 11 for their next match against RCB. I think they will make some changes for their next match, the Kolkata Knight Riders, against RCB. I think Rana and Narine may miss out, and Tim Seifert to replace Rana, and Shakib Al Hasan to replace Narine. So their potential 11 could be Seifert, Gill, Tripathi, Morgan, Al Hasan, Russell, Kartik, Cummins, Mavi, Chakravarti and Krishna. What can we expect from both teams heading into their next match? We'll start with the Delhi Capitals. Their next match is against the Punjab Kings on Sunday at Ahmedabad. For the Delhi Capitals, it's about trying to build on this performance against the Kolkata Knight Riders into that next match. The Kolkata Knight Riders' next game is against the Royal Challengers Bangalore on Monday at Ahmedabad. For the Knight Riders, they need to learn from this defeat against the Delhi Capitals heading into their next match against RCB. They need to change things up a bit and look to improve and bounce back as a team going forward for the rest of this IPL season. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell to get the latest episodes of the podcast. And like and share our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter. Until next time, keep safe and bye for now.